This is a final hearing involving the Shelly child. Molinetz is with us representing one of the alleged fathers, Jade Scales. He is not with us. Mr. Michealson is with us representing the mother, Miss Shelly, who is with us. The other alleged father, Justin Scales, is not with us, and he is not in the waiting room. Then we have an unknown father that Mr. Jackson represents. He's not with us. Miss Molinetz got kicked back to the waiting room. Let me get her in. Miss Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Becky, who do you work for?
Child Protective Services.
And what do you do for them?
I'm an investigator.
And have you investigated a case regarding the child Heavenly Nevaeh Sunshine Shelly?
Yes.
Who is her mother?
Brittany Shelly.
And who are her alleged fathers?
Jade and Justin Scales.
And are those identical twin brothers?
Yes.
All right. It appears that the department received an intake on February 5th of 2025 regarding the mother and child. Is that correct?
Correct.
Can you please tell us what those intake allegations were?
It was neglectful supervision of Heavenly by her mother, Brittany. Heavenly was born on January 27th, 2025. She was still in NICU as of February 5th, 2025. She was expected to be discharged in the next few days. She was in the NICU for meconium, aspiration, syphilis, and scabies. Or septics, sorry. She's doing well. She was breathing and eating on her own. Her APGAR scores were 8 and 9. Her birth weight was 3.06 kilograms. She was born at 38 weeks. Miss Shelly did not receive prenatal care. She received no prenatal care because she had issues with Medicaid and homelessness at the beginning of her pregnancy.
Okay, Ms. Amos, I've read all this before. We don't need to just sit and read from a report. So, Ms. Gutierrez, let's proceed on.
Oh, Your Honor, I'm treating this as the interlocutory portion for Mr. Jade Scales' rights.
Okay, but I'm hearing a lot of things about every little report from when the baby was in the hospital. That's a little overkill.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Amos, is it correct that the intake allegations also indicated that baby Heavenly was positive in her meconium?
Yes.
And was that for amphetamine?
Yes.
Okay. And was she later, was that later also positive for methamphetamines?
Yes.
All right. And did Miss Shelly have a history of drug use as well?
Yes.
Based on your investigation, were you able to confirm the allegations in the intake?
Yes.
And did Miss Shelly admit to a history of methamphetamine use?
Yes.
And what other statements did she make regarding methamphetamine use during the investigation?
She stated that she had 2 other children that her rights were removed and terminated. And that she last used a year before she had the baby.
And would you agree that the positive meconium contradicted those statements by Ms. Shelly?
Yes.
And did she initially identify only Jade Scales as the possible alleged father of Heavenly?
Yes.
However, would you agree later on, Mr. Jade Scales identified Justin Scales as a possible father as well? Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Can you tell us about the efforts, the reasonable efforts the department made to prevent removal?
We contacted an aunt that Miss Shelly said she could possibly move in and be supervised. And that aunt said she was unable to do that.
Okay. And so it sounds like the department explored a possible family-based safety services program case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that would have been legal or non-legal intervention, but without a removal. Is that correct as well?
Correct.
And was that ruled out due to not having an available appropriate person to supervise that contact?
Yes.
And for the same reasons, was it not possible to do a parent-child safety placement?
Yes,
Okay, so there was nobody available for that as well. Is that correct?
correct.
Did you believe the child to be in immediate danger?
Yes,
Okay. And regarding the alleged fathers, were you able to contact Mr. Scales, I apologize, Jade Scales during your investigation?
yes.
And what was his response?
He said he could have possibly been the father or his brother, Justin.
Okay. Since he was an alleged father, was he not an alternative to removal?
No,
Okay. And let's see here. And could he be a reasonable placement for the child if he had not yet been adjudicated the father?
yes.
He could have or he could not have been a reasonable alternative or a reasonable placement.
He could have been.
Okay. Did he want the child placed with him at that time?
I believe so. He said he didn't want the baby placed with him until he did a paternity test.
Okay, so Mr. Scales declined having the child placed with him. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then as far as his twin brother, Justin Scales, is it correct that Justin Scales had other concerning drug allegations and CPS history?
Correct.
So he was not an alternative to removal or possible placement for the child either. Is that correct?
Correct.
And as well, was the department unable to locate Justin Scales at the time of removal?
Yes.
Okay. And did the department have no time for a full adversary hearing before removal?
Yes.
And since Miss Shelly was the only parent with the child, would in order removing the perpetrator from the home, would that have left the child without a caretaker entirely?
Yes.
So that wasn't an alternative either. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Pass the witness.
Mr. Michealson,
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Molinetz,
Thank you, Your Honor. Was Mr. Scales, Jade Scales, involved at all up until the time he was contacted by the department?
No.
So he wasn't listed as a possible perpetrator or I guess, responsible party for the meconium.
No.
Pass the witness.
all right. Ms. Wiggins,
No questions.
Mr. Michealson, I've asked you, I'm sorry. All right, anyone have further questions for Ms. Amos?
No, Your Honor, we ask that she be released.
All right, Ms. Amos, I'll remove you so you can go back to your afternoon's business. Thank you for your testimony.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next witness.
The department calls Sylvia Garcia as its next witness.
Okay. Ms. Garcia, if you'd raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sylvia, is it correct that Mr. Jade Scales has signed a relinquishment of parental rights?
Yes.
Are we asking the court today to terminate Mr. Jade Scales' parental rights solely based on that relinquishment?
That's correct.
And can you tell me in detail what the reasonable efforts to reunify the family by the department have been?
So we tailored a family plan that was tailored to each individual parent for their needs.
Excuse me,
And
Ms. Garcia, excuse me. Sorry to interrupt. Mr. Barfield's just entered the waiting room.
May we proceed, Your Honor, or do you want us to wait for him to connect?
Yeah, he's connected. You can go ahead.
Thank
Well,
you.
just a second. Mr. Barfield,
Yes, Judge.
just to bring you up to speed, since you weren't here at the start of the case, we're treating this as a permanency hearing.
Okay.
All we're really doing, other than just status quo, is Jade Scales has signed a relinquishment affidavit, and we're proving that up as an interlocutory termination right now.
Okay. And we were trying to find my client, Your Honor, because it's my understanding, based on his health, that he was going to sign a relinquishment as well, but we've been unable to effectuate that. So
Okay.
with that being said, I'm ready to proceed.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Gutierrez, you can continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sylvia, can you continue answering that question you were talking about the reasonable efforts to reunify and tailored family plans of service?
Yes, so Miss Shelly's plan was tailored for the drug history that she has. And St. Francis did provide her the OSAR evaluation that she completed. We also have ongoing drug screenings that take place every single month. With the OSAR, she was recommended to do the Padre program, and that was part of one of the services that St. Francis also helped her coordinate with. She did complete that service. And then the ongoing drug screenings, again, were every single month. We also provided the same services to Mr. Jade Scales and Mr. Justin Scales, just due to some of the history that is known from the both of them and things that they admitted to still using. Jade Scales just said that he used marijuana as sleeping, because he actually had a marijuana license for it. He had a medication marijuana license, but it was expired, so he did have to renew it. But even with that, he did understand that we still had to do a intervention until we could get an updated medicated marijuana card for him, or some type of proof that he was still using or he was under some medication purposes. And he just, those were the services that were provided for him. Was the OSAR. He was provided with the psychosocial just because of his criminal history that he has. He was provided with ongoing drug screens as well. And then Justin Scales was provided with the same family plan, because we didn't have too much history on him besides the fact that he did state that he used at some point in time. He didn't tell me exactly what he used to use, but he did say that he also sometimes used the marijuana as to self-medicate. So we also recommended the OSAR for him, the psychosocial, ongoing drug screenings, and parenting classes for the both of them. Also, parenting visits were provided for them through St. Francis Ministries so that we could monitor those visits.
Thank you, Sylvia. In regards to the department's role for the child, is it in the child's best interest that the department continue as temporary managing conservator?
Yes, it is.
Can you please explain why?
Currently, we're on a monitored return right now. Usually those monitored returns, we like to stay in them long enough so that we can help the parents as far as do they need any other services, so that they don't come back, on another case, or we don't have a successful reunification. They've only been reunified for the past couple of weeks. So we would like to stay there longer or stay in the case longer so that we can make sure that they're set and ready to go. As Heavenly just started also daycare, and that was also a service that's being provided by us.
And is placement of the child with the mother a reasonable effort to reunify the family as well?
Yes, it is.
Is it in Heavenly's best interest that Jade Scales' parental rights be terminated?
It is.
Can you please explain why?
He has stated multiple times that he is not interested in having a relationship with her, just because he doesn't have a good relationship with her mom, and then also still the unknown if he is actually the biological father or his brother is.
So regardless of whether or not Jade Scales has the ability to provide emotionally and physically for the child, he is declining to do so. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Let's see here. As far as the mother, I'm going to move on to the permanency question, Sylvia. How is she doing on her service plan?
She has completed all of her service plan, and the only thing that we still are doing on the service plan is ongoing drug screenings, which we will continue to do those until the case is closed.
And how is Heavenly doing in that placement back with mom?
She's doing very well. She's adjusted well. She's still taking her naps. She's still going to sleep the entire night. She's still been eating very well. I've done an unannounced visit with her, And when I got there, Heavenly was doing very well. She was in the living room playing. And as soon as I, greeted Heavenly and I called her by her name, she gave me a big old grin like she usually does. And she seems to be doing well.
That's good to hear. Are there any additional services for the mother that we are asking the court to order?
At this time, no.
Are there any additional services for Justin Scales that we are asking the court to order?
No.
Are we asking for any drug screens to be ordered today?
Yes.
And who are we asking to drug screen?
Brittany Shelly.
What type of drug screens?
A UA.
Okay. And let's see. Do we have any other requests for the court?
We do not.
All right. I pass the witness.
All right. Are we requesting she drug screen at Care Express or the new one?
Your Honor, I think we'll do Care Express if that's okay. And
I
I'll
don't know.
I'll be sure to let you know if it is going to be a different location other than that.
And do we know, are they open today, or should I make it by 4 p.m. tomorrow?
Sylvia?
I am unsure if they are open today, Judge. I could look into it, but I'm not completely sure if they are open.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's a UA, I'm not overly concerned whether it's today or tomorrow. Never mind. I'll just make it tomorrow just to be safe. So, okay, then, Mr. Michealson, did you have questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Brittany's on the horns of a dilemma with respect to her case plan. She's required to work as part of her case plan, but her employment requires her to work weekends periodically, and childcare is not available on weekends. And her fiance has been ruled out as a caretaker in Brittany's absence. Is there something that you can assist her with respect to daycare?
We don't have anything that we can help with. The only thing we could do is just restaff the issue as far as Anthony Rodriguez being a person of daycare assistance and being her backup. That's something that I can bring up to my supervisor and director again. But I mean, as far as I know, daycares are closed on the weekends.
Okay, but would you agree with me that that puts her in a situation where she either violates her family service plan to stay home with the child, or she goes to work?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. And with respect to the transition of Heavenly at home, Brittany has tried to secure the shot record so that she can provide Heavenly with continuing care, but the physician will not release the records only to the previous foster home mother. Is that something that you can assist with?
Yes, it is. And I actually already sent the record to Miss Shelly. It was sent to her last week.
Okay. And then with respect to the birth certificate and social security card, is that documents that you can provide the mother?
That is not. She's actually the biological mother, so she can go down to the county's office and she can go get a birth certificate, and she can also apply for the social security herself because she is the biological mother.
Okay, thank you. And let me see, I think I have one more question. With regard to financial assistance, it's my understanding that you volunteered that she could have some financial assistance for the department during this transition.
It is, but there is some stipulation to that. She basically has to meet the criteria for the concrete services, and those bills and whatever she's asking for us to cover basically has to be within the means of what that money is used for.
With regards to organic formula, is that something that you could assist her with covering?
The organic formula, that would actually be something that we could put a voucher in. So that's not through the concrete services, but yes.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Molinetz.
With regard to Jade Scales, he was having visitation with Heavenly at some point throughout this case. Is that correct?
Yes, he was.
And is it your understanding from Mr. Jade Scales that at some point he became kind of worried about the situation and his family's safety due to his relationship with Shelly, Brittany?
Yes,
And that's what you were talking about, that he didn't want to have a relationship with the child because of his relationship with Brittany. Is that correct?
that's correct.
And so I guess the other thing is we have identical twin brothers that are both alleged fathers. This kind of, I'm not going to say it's the best situation, but it helps with regard to that as well, correct? So that we can rule out at least one of them or terminate at least one of them at this point.
Yes,
And you believe it's in the child's best interest for Jade Scales' parental rights to be terminated to the child, correct?
that's correct.
And pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Barfield.
Yes, thank you. Just briefly, ma'am, do you have any idea where Mr. Searcy might be? He was in a medical facility and he is no longer in there.
Brooks, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I think you said Mr. Searcy. We are in the Shelly case, and I think
I'm
you
sorry.
meant Justin.
Yes, I'm sorry. I misspoke. I was reading something. Is there anything Justin needs to be doing?
So I don't know where his whereabouts are. I know that he was in a medical facility, and because he's going through chemo and he's trying different chemotherapies and different treatments, he's kind of like up and down in Colorado, Oklahoma, even here in Texas. I have reached out to the phone number that I had for him, and I have not been able to contact him. I've even left messages with Jade because Jade has a better communication with him. And he has not returned any of my messages. I mean, with the family plan of service, we would like for him to, try to work the services. And he stated that he would, but I mean, I haven't spoke to him in months, and I have tried to reach out.
Now, given the medical condition, it might be very difficult ultimately to place any children with him. Would that be fair?
That would be fair.
Okay. I have no other questions, Judge. Sorry for the confusion.
Ms. Wiggins?
Thank you, Judge. Why was Mr. Rodriguez ruled out as being a caretaker for the child?
Just because we didn't know what her schedule was going to look like just yet. First, Brittany was scheduled to work from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm sorry, if she was scheduled to work from 10 a.m. to about maybe either 8 or 9 p.m. And it just kind of varied day by day. And so whenever we staffed about it, they just felt like we needed to first see about daycare options and see if she had other family that would be able to take care of Heavenly before we just went to Anthony Rodriguez.
Well, considering the child is placed in the home of Anthony Rodriguez and Miss Shelly, I find it a little concerning that you won't let the other person in the house supervise. Is there a reason? Or are you just, is there a criminal history? I mean, what's the rationale behind that?
No, so there's not any criminal history for him. He passed our background check. He did all of that. I think at this point, because she's only been in the home, for the past couple of weeks, we would need more time just to kind of assess how they're going to go by day to day on taking care of Heavenly. So this daycare, her starting the daycare was something that happened immediately as soon as she was returned home. She actually hasn't had a first day yet, just because mom had taken a week off so that we could make sure that daycare was approved. And then after that, it's been closed because of the weather. So I mean, at this point, that's something that we could go back and discuss.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right. Anyone have further questions for Ms.?
No, Your Honor.
Yeah, go ahead. No?
No, Your Honor. The department res. I'm sorry, I heard something else.
I did too.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, I was just going to see if I can ask you a few questions.
Ask me?
Yes, sir.
No.
Or
That's
ask
not how we-
somebody.
Your Honor, could I have just a minute to ask her what her questions are?
Yeah, let me put you in a quick breakout. Quick, and
Okay.
I mean quick breakout room.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Michealson, what are we
With
doing?
respect to the question, I think that's already been addressed by the court. So I don't
We
need to
can-
proceed with other questions.
Okay, we can move on, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, then. Ms. Gutierrez, anything further from the department?
No, Your Honor, the department rests. We do ask for termination of Jade Scales' parental rights based solely on the relinquishment. We ask for the mother to be ordered to drug screen by urinalysis. We are also asking for a finding that the department has made reasonable efforts to reunify the family as testified to by Ms. Garcia.
All right, thank you. All right, then, Mr. Michealson, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor. We would just ask that Brittany's fiance be able to care for Heavenly during periods of employment.
Okay. All right, then, Ms. Molinetz, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor, rest.
Mr. Barfield?
No witnesses, sir.
Ms. Wiggins?
No witnesses, Judge.
All right, then, Ms. Wiggins, recommendations?
Thank you, Judge. I do believe it's in the child's best interest for the father, Jade Scales, the alleged father, his rights to be terminated to the child. I also believe that it's in the best interest for the department to remain temporary managing conservator and the monitored return to continue. I also agree that it's not in the best interest of the child to not have a backup caregiver in case there's an emergency. And so I feel like if there's nothing that I've heard objectionable about Mr. Rodriguez, if he's safe enough to live with, he should be able to watch the child in periods where she needs that.
All right, my thoughts exactly. Okay, then, and based on the evidence I've heard today, I do find that it's in the best interest of Heavenly, Shelly, that the parental rights of the alleged father, Jade Scales, be terminated. I'll terminate those rights today based solely on the affidavit of relinquishment that he signed that's on file in this case, as well as Texas Family Code section 161.001, subsection B1K. That termination will be interlocutory in nature until we come to a final hearing in this case. I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, continue the monitored return of the child to the mother. I will order Miss Shelly to UA drug screen by 4 p.m. tomorrow, whether it be at Care Express or the other new facility. And I will approve that Anthony Rodriguez may care for the child since he's currently living in the home with the mother. All right, I'll set a final in this case for April 20th, 2026. It will be by Zoom like today's hearings, so parties can ask their lawyers a day or two before April 20th, or anyone can go on the court's online docket to see what time of day we'll have that hearing to keep you from having to sit in the waiting room. So we'll be in recess. Everybody have a good week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you all.